Hey gang, Wizards is having some issues today and our options are somewhat limited, even for limited, and we're going to give a quick draft a try. I think the population is going to be pretty low on the system right now, so we'll see how quickly we pair after we draft, assuming we can draft. I'm hearing word that we can get through a quick draft here, so I thought we would. And also, it is good to check in with these bots. I have not... Is this the first Crimson Vow quick draft? No, it's been here before, right? So this is probably one iteration through the Crimson Vow quick draft. Oh, it is? This is the first? Anyway, regardless, we're going to see where the bots are out. Regardless of whether this is first, second, or whatever, we're going to check out these bots. And, oh yeah, free Phantom midweek. Right. That was... I felt like there was one that we'd had before, but hasn't been around heavily. So maybe they tuned the bots off of that. Probably a slight pass on the bot logic in this one, and we're going to see how it goes. Check out my sponsor card, kingdom.com, via my affiliate link. What's this? Ooh, Menace Haste. Whenever it attacks, it does 1 damage to each of up to 1 target creature. Yeah, come on, this is dumb. Sorry. Yeah, I usually remember. Again, I'm a little bit off today. This card seems very dumb. I mean, we think the rares are busted in the set. The mythics... mythics even more so, but let's take a look at what we're passing. It's especially important with bots kind of knowing... Because you can even start to get a sense of what your neighbor downstream in bot land is going to be based on some of the power that you're passing. Circle of Confinement's a strong removal spell. Only 1 black card here, so if we can move into red-black from here, that could be something we could potentially cut. I don't usually think too much about cutting colors in human drafts to the downstream, but in bot draft I do, just because the bots are so rigid. You can legit keep much of the table out of a color and get very paid off for that in bot drafting. Not willing to take a combatants here just to follow up with that rare, but we could take a Wandering Mind as a decent option, but I'd rather just take something like a Fierce Retribution or an Imprisonment. I don't think they do. Not if it's still the way I left him, Alexis. They're very it's just slave to how the human data says. Like, it just has a pick level. Like, what's the average pick level for Wandering Mind? Oh, 3.2? Then we'll take it before the 4.3. But maybe there's a penalty. I can't remember if we put in a gold penalty. We started to get a little bit creative with it, but then I want to... Well, what's your suggestion, Alexis? I don't want to outthink my... You can shoot yourself in the foot with fancy play syndrome by like trying to avoid just taking the best card. But I mean, I could see Wandering Mind since it does match the Arsonist, but you like Imprisonment over Retribution. I guess for aggro, Imprisonment does a better job. I'll take Imprisonment because we want to be aggressive with this Arsonist if we end up in that pair. Take a Wolf Strike and leave a lane open to green-red, or just follow with another Imprisonment and try to signal. You want a Wolf? I don't know if we like this Wolf enough to take here over more removal. But I do want to stay red, and passing a bunch of red, even if it's not great red, could still put the bots into red. Send the bat signal. I don't know what we're talking about. Is that this? Kind of looks like a lobster signal. Yeah, let's take the Wolf Strike and stay a little open here. Raconteur. Good enough. I'm going to take it. over celebrants or sharpshooters an option here as well, I suppose. Might if we were in, but we try to get these late. Take this. Woo. Well, if you don't want to be green at common, you kind of don't want to be green, I guess. I mean, I know what you mean, but you must ultimately play commons in your color. And this is, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but Wolf Strike is solid removal. What do you think? Are we on Pummeler, Lacerated Flesh? Not on Witness the Future, not on Undying Malice, nothing. It's got to be one of these red cards. Yeah, let's go here. Yeah, or maybe it is Villager. Like, it feels like this is supposed to be better than it feels like, but I'll take it. Here's a wolf I will take over Hunter or Lacerate. This is just a little too clunky. I mean, it is, maybe nothing is too clunky in this format. But we can take a 2-drop wolf over an Ancestor. You can take Ancestor, we got the Imprisonment. But I think like sticking on the red and trying to keep it from too many bots makes some sense. I'm going to take the wolf because of that. Somewhat of a bot choice there. Man, every Lacerate Flesh you could possibly want. But here's another wolf in the 2 slot. Evolving Wilds, totally sensible as well. I like, with bots, sending color signals early and trying to pick up things like wilds later. Kindly Ancestor being here is a take it thing for me. And then Celebrant still being here is a pretty good sign. We'll grab that. I think over first Celebrant's over first Epicure, but maybe Epicure? I think this Celebrant's though. I like, whoa. I like Celebrants. This is the combatants I didn't want to take pick 2 as the kind of only red card. So good to see it still here. I don't think well, could we end up here? Nah, we're not ever going to really be this, although it's Vault Progress. Yeah, Web could be playable, I suppose. It's not really I'm going to just cut color. I'm going to put this in the board and cut the color. I'll take a Lacerate here that could see play, although is a Vampire Slayer too. If we think we're white red, probably should just take the Slayer and look to get my curve sorted. Celebrants is fine if we end up white red, yes, but if we end up white red, shouldn't we just take the Slayer? So I think it's either be Slayer or Lacerate. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Man, we've passed a bunch of these, and I would play 1 or 2, but 2 drops are even more important. I'm going to make sure I got my 2s. Eat my veggies. Massive might. The bots are going to be locked in by now, so passing this isn't going to do anything to signals. I'm going to take the might because if we do end up in white, we'll wish we had this over another Celebrants. I mean, we got a second one in the board anyway. Well, a red rare, but it's nowhere near as good as the red uncommon that we're going to take. Although this is pretty beatable, you know, it's not cheap. It's not like somebody drops this on 4 and then, oh, the game's over because they just get to activate this every turn, right? It's not like that, but it is a late game beast. Yeah, we can also find some that combo with the Scorp. I always am ragging on the Scorpion for not having enough to do with that ETB. Bolt over Blood Tithe. I mean, we don't have any black cards yet, but we're so heavy red and so whatever on the other stuff, we could pivot to that if we thought it was worth it. Wow, I almost accidentally moused off the edge and double clicked there. But Bolt too good to just, yeah, we're going to take the Bolt. It's great. Reckless Impulse. good for some card draw. Another Celebrants. Resistance Squad. I don't know how human we are or how human we expect to be. We're decently human. Panicked Bystander. Yeah. I shouldn't even know how many werewolves we had. Baby Wants the Draw. Maybe it is First Impulse. I bet this wheels, though. Let's see if the bots let an impulse wheel. I'm going to take a second Celebrants. Or maybe Slayer. How are we doing on 2s? I'm a little worried about our 2s here. Yeah, this is the best card. Maybe I should just take that. If I'm going to take over a Slayer. Like, if I'm going to take a Slayer, I should just take this squad. But there are the other possibilities of Celebrants. Yeah, all right, let's just take this squad. That's going to draw a card a lot of the time. Most of the time for us. And if not, we won't run it. Not a huge opportunity cost. We'll take another Ridged Wolf here. Sure Strike, or we could move towards the Anger plan. Take first Anger. Could also just take Hunter. We have Massive Might and Wolf Strike. It's not that. It's a little step back off of these 4 cards, but green is not that far behind white, really. So yeah, maybe taking a hedge on a green card over this meh red is the thing to do. I think it can be a thing in probably in blue red though, right? If you really are doing the spells matter thing, it can work. But I don't. I mean, look at its opportunity cost. It's a 1 mana draw card. You just need a target. So, but it's easy to say that too. Like I catch myself saying that when I think whenever you hear someone like me right now say, well, you can always cycle it, all right, whatever. Remember that you've only got 23 slots and every single one of them matters. Every single one of them matters. So when you're saying, well, I'm just going to throw this into one of my precious 23 spell slots because it can cycle. Yes, that's one of its benefits for sure. But don't trick yourself into thinking that using up one of your 23 slots on that card that can cycle isn't a cost. It is very much a cost. That being said, let's take the Hunter and hedge towards possible greenage still. Celebrant will do. Yeah, if you can get to the point you start trimming lands, then you're basically not using up one of those precious 23 slots, so that's fair. Here we can take a Flesh. Jopester wants the security. It's true that we are seeing a lot of black, and maybe that's a thing to note as we assess where these bots are at. I don't know if we have a lot of red open because we successfully cut it or the bots aren't interested, but we really didn't do anything to cut black, and we're getting mid-pick wedding securities. So yeah, that's something to note. Well, I didn't think we were super. Yeah, we passed it. Like, let's go back to that pick where I observed the 2-drop Rakdos creature. If we had taken that, oh, hold on a second. Yeah, I think I just I need to be available by phone because I have potential pickups happening. But now, in trying to get my phone, I turned off the ring. All hail bot draft where I can take a second. Sorry, this is important. What is that? Dang it. You try to answer your actual cell phone and instead accidentally hang up on the person before you've answered it. And now it could be about these. Now I got to keep an eye out for voicemail here. Anyway. Yeah, we can take wedding security. Anyway, back to at this point, if I had just taken that, knowing that we would end up with 2 wedding securities afterwards, like that uncommon vampire into 2 wedding securities would be pretty sweet. So we could hedge to that, and it only costs us a Flesh. You think this is not bad? I think this is bad, though. Rob? Did you hear what Luis and Marshall had to say about it? I just co-signed that completely. It's not that either side is not good. Like a 2/6 defender for 4 mana is doing a thing, and a 6/6 that you only paid 4 mana to get is doing a thing. But must attack is serious downside. How many times have you had a 6/6 where you're like, well, I got no good attacks? I mean, it happens all the time. And you'd be like, I got no good attacks. Wait, jailbreak. So, it's great until you read it. That's a good way to put it. Maybe you've had some success with it, Rob, but I don't like cards. It reminds me of that, in a way, of that uncommon that either looted or drew you a card or was a half-time Icy Manipulator. It's like a two mode card where you don't really get to reliably get the mode you want. I don't love. Just take the 1/4. You like this one? Yeah, you can do that too. All right, I'll do what Alexis says. Too late. It's your fault, Alexis. That's what I was going to take, and then you told me to take that, so I did. Oh, sure. Well, maybe you shouldn't throw out advice at me when you're not fully focused on the task at hand. Just multitasking to my doom. Thanks, Alexis. Mulch. Does any of this matter? No, it doesn't seem like any of this matters. I guess if we do somehow find our way into black. Blood Servitor is fine. Is it? I hate this card, but maybe I don't. It's because I'm still not valuing blood tokens enough. I don't like this either. Are we playing any of this? Threaten effects? Yeah. Aren't they bad? Well, I'm going to take this. I don't care about any of these cards. Ooh, Blood Fountain. Yeah, I'll stick on the green-red path here. Or at least the Naya path. Probably not doing that. Could have considered that Wedding Invitation, I suppose, but I did like the Massive Mites. If we're in green, is fine. All right. Yeah, Pack 3 Savior. Well, there you go. We are Boros, it turns out. Who knew? All this time we were Boros. Incoming crazy green bomb, right? Are you ready? Are you ready for the crazy green bomb incoming? But yeah, I think we're on imprisonment here over this. Yeah, these are not as good as this. Well, Kaya's not that good. We're going to let that go. And note the no red here. I don't know. Maybe just not in the pack, but there had to have been one red card and it's already gone. I don't love that. Another bolt. And really nothing in green making me regret our life decisions here. Yeah, you're right, baby, but it's not like we've had any access to, like, lacerate flesh or anything. Celebrant's fine. Hungry like the wolf. Sure Strike could play, but another Ancestor is just great. We'll take these all day. Piercing Light, I don't think is for us. I don't think we can drop the Slayers either. No, we don't have enough twos. We got 2 celebrants. I don't know if we're running 3. But there's nothing else. I really don't want to play this. So I'll throw this on the board. That's not really playable for us unless we're desperate for 2s. You just got to get Alexis to actually play. And then chat like only needs to win 6.2 times, you know? I don't think we're running that either. Well, this is funny. We were invited to stick to the Boros we were looking at quite early in the draft. Kind of got pulled around into different places, and then an invitation to a wedding solidified our direction and left us with a pretty solid looking deck, I think. Got deep early plays, which I love. Opening split is 19-6. This is non-creature, right? I'm just trying to figure out if this is even something we play. We only have 6 spells that trigger this, but it does flip to a 4/4. So it's got some upside. Pummeler. I guess we can cut the invitation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 early plays. We could cut a Slayer. You want to add that? Or cut that? That card's been medium. Yeah, it'd be a decent spot in the curve, but what did we take? We took a... what did we take over that? It was something pretty solid, right? I don't like that it doesn't clear blockers to get through, but maybe it's good enough just if we were gonna... We can leave it on the table. I'm happy to leave it on the table to discuss. And I'm not cutting any kindlies. I think these are overperformers, and I'm happy to have them. Although it's true that like it's better when you're either putting the subsequent enchantment on flyers or large ground creatures. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting at. It is the worst kindly deck for exactly what I'm talking about. So maybe this is where I could cut one. It's also not a human, doesn't even help the resistance squad. Yeah, this is the worst play because the enchantment doesn't do power and toughness, right? So you really want the lifelink on beef or evasion, and this deck has neither. So maybe at least I'll cut one because I mean putting on the pummeler would be good though. But let's but we can certainly reduce make that one of the cuts for sure. And then we're only at 1 cut anyway, so we probably are running the Piercing Light and both Slayers just because I'd rather cut this Combatants than a 2-drop. So I'm looking at, and I'll get into this view too. I'm looking at Combatants. How many humans are we? 7? So this has 6 other things it can find. Yeah, let's just cut the Combatants. I don't love the Resistance Squad, because now we're cutting a human. Now there's only 5. Like, maybe we cut Squad and Combatants and then put in, like, what? Then it makes me want to put the Rally back, though. And we can put this in at 4. I've never run this card. I've never seen anybody run it. I think there's probably a reason for that. But it's also one of those cards that, I mean, just look at it. At a baseline, it's not awful. It's just obviously below rate. Yeah, right. It's not. Yeah, it's just below rate. But in these days of Magic Limited, below rate seems like that's an F. It's a straight F. With the Pummeler and the Watcher, we're not gonna shave lands. So let's just try this. I don't even know, what did I put? Yeah, we'll try the Wolf, sure. Well, so you want to, well, okay, so then I'll put it to chat. Let's cut the Wolf and decide which of these cards jumps in. I'll pull it and run with whatever you all vote upon. Give me your candidates if I don't name it. And we've got the combatants, Wolf, Kindly, Squad. Thing is, you might want to do like plus Kindly and or plus Squad and Combatants minus Ancestor number 2. You know, that's something that you could consider. We were saying this is like the worst spot for it. Maybe I won't pull it. I think I'm going to do that. Actually, back off. I'm not going to pull it. I'm going to go with my quick gut here. I know this Combatants isn't great, but it is a human and it is aggro, and it does let me feel better about then also running a Resistance Squad and having a much better 3 slot. I think that looks good. Let's try that. Nine 8 is correct with the Slayers on 2. Oh yeah. Would I still run 17 land if the 5 drops weren't 2 Celebrants? Yes, because I have an X spell and a Mana Sink. That's what they're saying to me. I almost put quotes around it, but it was already pretty long. You can just imagine there's air quotes around that because that's what they're saying to me. We have a Ridge Wolf on 2, but the hand is looking pretty grim beyond that. I think this has too much of a likelihood to just crash and burn on the play after we resolve a Ridge Wolf with 2 of our 5 drops here and 2 cards we can't cast yet. So I think we have to mulligan this. Yeah, a random 6 is better than this 5, right? Yeah, and this actually looks much better. We cut a plains from this and have stuff to do. We're going to start with Hungry. Since we drew another Wolf especially, we'll start with Hungry and then pump it up with Runebound next turn. Or draw out their removal. But we found a 3rd land. That's nice. Doesn't have much utility here. I guess I'll run out a Slayer so that in the future we can run out something like a Wolf and still have Piercing Light. Generally, if you're choked on a color, you should try to cast something of that color as a heuristic. So we're going to cast Slayer.
penetrate my heart.
And this is why, because then you can squeeze something like this in. You know, it just you end up being able to squeeze more stuff in. So we're gonna send in the Slayer, drop probably another Slayer. No, drop a Wolf, and then we can hold up Piercing Light. And well, or if they block here, great. We'll Piercing Light now. Oh no! Oh well. Now I'm gonna do up here. I let auto tapping get me, but at least I had a play. I just felt like picking this off for 1 mana would be great. I just wanted to try and get the farmer for 1 mana. And why not play Epicure at that? I'd just rather have the bigger creature when considering those options. Yeah. Not ready to use blood on looting away a land yet. I think we'll at least, you know, again, this deck wants more than wants its land. But if we play out a Slayer, we don't have the Piercing Light. So really, I'm just going to play the Mountain, play the Slayer, and pass. I forget. I was trying to run the Slayer meme, and I can't remember if I successfully did or not. I'm going to assume I didn't. No, yeah, I did. I remember now. I did. I got distracted. Sorry. Since I don't hear the memes, it's easy for me to... I don't remember if I even played it. Anyway. No attacks. Oh yeah, this is best of 3. I also got to get on it here. Rummage the Pierce is interesting. Yeah. Uh-oh. So they can steal the Epicure. And I guess attack with it. Oh well. Sure. Often this thing is really just kind of a hard to cast 3/3. Oh right, it's quick draft. Thanks. Sorry, we started on best of 3 and I got in that mindset again. I'm a little loopy. This is wrong too. Continue to just be on... I'm on like 5 hours of sleep today. But that's like the most. 5 hours of sleep is the most I've gotten in the last 4 days, I think. Let's see. Let's at least adjust the format. Maybe I'll remember. I'll remember what I'm doing, where I am, who I am, and what game I'm playing. But yeah, this is getting more and more like Piercing Light's not going to do much here. I'm with you. Let's bin it. Great, much better. Well, I'm still playing out a 5th land. We have 5 drops to cast and mana sinks. And now we're just sitting back, though. Just need to activate the Runebound Wolf 20 times. Oh yeah, 19. Shoot, I'm way closer than I thought. Hey, Tant. How's it going? It takes 2 creatures to take this thing down. We're just going to say no blocks and not flip this farmer for a scavenger. We'll find our way out of this. Let's draw that pummeler and make a 4/4 that they can't really attack into. No, that's mine. You gotta stay positive, Alexis. Stay positive. Despite so many reasons in so many ways to not be. I could play out the plane so that we can keep activating Wolf, and I think I will. Oh, yeah, I guess we have Rummage on Chump. That's fair. Hat. Yeah, this activation doesn't matter. You're right. I was trying to get every last bit of value from my mana and cards, but I don't think it's worth playing the rummaging fodder for that value. Rather save it for the later value. And maybe we draw another basic land and go, oh well, but I think with what info we have, I think you're correct. But I don't want to chump yet. I'm willing to continue to take this, and although Watcher just starts to pick things off anyway. Okay, Resistance Squad is guaranteed a card here. That's good. Let's run that out. Even Double Ballista doesn't leave us humanless. But Double Ballista takes out 2 of our creatures. Now I'm going to play the 6th land. We have Rummaging Fodder available still. And the creatures are going to get mowed down now. I mean, this is what we wanted to do. That was our plan. Well, that phone call I got didn't leave a message, so maybe it was just spam. I don't know. Here we are again. Rob thinks we're in trouble. Well, we've been in a little bit of trouble for quite a while. As soon as this dropped, we were in trouble. But we're in extra trouble because now, like, we... Oh, yeah, I'm just going to say no blocks again, but we're in extra big trouble. You're not wrong, Rob. What's wrong, meme button? Where's my Peter? You're supposed to be hearing the flood meme right now, but the button's non-responsive. Oh well. Suddenly none of my Stream Deck is working. I'll restart it. I don't personally hear Peter, but I do in my head. There'll be time for that. I mean, we won't win. If I'm going to do that, I should do it this way at least. Doesn't really matter with the wheel. This is going to finish everything off, but this at least. I know this isn't going to be great. We get kind of blown out by the uncommon, but this is why we knew we were going to lose this game. Oh, that's true. But I don't see it. I don't even have 2 Slayers. I only have 1 Slayer because of the wielder. But yeah, I actually forgot about that text. The thing about the Vampire Slayer text, I forget about it because mostly it trades with vampires anyway. So yeah, double block was correct, but it was still something I didn't really think about it. I'm going to do this. Oh, we've already cycled away our light or whatever, but eh. Well, you better work now, Stream Deck. Because I really need to play this meme now. No? Alright. I gotta find them. Yeah. Insert flood meme here. No, I haven't done anything since I haven't done anything but retail. Rob, did we ever get out of trouble? I think what you're saying is we're still in trouble. We never stopped being in trouble. But here, maybe it's because I didn't properly suggest that this is our opponent talking to us. See? If we do that, now our opponents will stumble for us. This is more like what I was thinking about. And a third land is kind of what we needed after that. I think we let this thing live for now so that we can use all of our mana. We cast a 2-drop, and then if we make a... again, we have more red than white, so we're going to look to cast red things if we can here. And so by casting a Celebrant now, next turn we play another Plains... sorry. Yeah, we can play Celebrant now, and the next turn with a single Mountain still be able to Bolt and Slayer. Yeah. Well, I think auto tap will work for us this time. The reason auto tap screwed us last time is that we had the Epicure to play. We had both the Epicure and the attacker blocker damage spell, so it just kind of arbitrarily chose Epicure. Doesn't matter, we got another Mountain. So now we can actually go Ridge Wolf and hold up Bolt if we think that's better. Ridge Wolf has the potential to end up being a attack for 3 next turn. So if we think we're racing, I guess we should do that. And then I like holding up Bolt for a potential knife equip. That's fair. I feel like I want to get... I love that for 1 mana I can get a good tempo play early and remove their 2-drop from my 1 mana. I think that's worth it, but I hear what you're saying. We could have absolutely done Ancestor. I mean, I'm just going to get the bystander. Like, I'm going to hit the bystander regardless of whether they equip or not. And if they go for the equip, all the better. Yeah, we'll take it for... yeah, all right. Did I not use the word tempo? Yes. In fact, Gar, you should let's bring it up with Alexis. Because I've been talking with Rob Loblaw 0051 about game mechanics and their slang names and their strategic implications. And Rob was suggesting that that Lords of Waterdeep has a lot of tempo. That tempo is important in that game, and I was trying to make sure I was on the same page with him about what that means in the context of a game like Lords of Waterdeep. And my interpretation was that you were meaning that if you get resource generators early, and it builds up a faster resource generation. We'll send the 2 things that attack or trade. Maybe sending the wolf to trade with a 2/2 isn't the best, but I don't care. I'm gonna do it. Oh, Catan. But it was a similar concept though. Same thing, right? Because both of those games have this thing where the person who wins Catan and the person who wins Waterdeep are the ones who plant the best seeds in the first couple of rounds. Do we just offer the Epicure at this point? I feel like if they want to eat the Epicure to take 6, I'm okay with that. Although it doesn't set up lethal next turn. I mean, it's a vital strategy. Like you like swing all? Okay. All right, let's do that. The only thing that matters practically in the early game of Lords of Waterdeep is making sure that you are doing something to generate resource advantage over your opponents. And if there's nothing just readily available for that, if you are not, yeah, maybe we should save this. Now I'm thinking about it. Maybe we'll find something better to put this on. Yeah, I'll hold it. Yeah, if you don't have something, like, then you need to find it. Like, that's one of my big pieces of advice to people in Waterdeep is if you don't have an obvious way to generate a resource advantage over your opponents over the course of the rest of the game in the first round, your job is to cycle away those quests looking for it. You gotta find something, even if it's going to the intrigue spot or something, although that's in the expansion. Another Slayer. Lantern Bearer gets you a meme, at least. Yeah, you kind of just have to do value math on plot quests. Like, okay, this costs me, this many moves worth of value, but I get this many moves worth of value out of it. All right, let's go Slayer. Now we're just kind of trying to build wide enough here, but they've got quite a board. It's looking suddenly grim for us. Thought we were doing okay. Now I feel like we're cruising towards a loss. Oh yeah, this isn't the right one. Or I would absolutely be doing that. We have the Pummeler. We have 2 Falconwrath Celebrants. We have the Raconteur, that would be a 4/4 on the flip side, and the Ballista Watcher, that would be a 5/5 on the flip side. Resistance Squad at least digs in the deck a little bit. It's got 3 power, too. It's incredible. Hey, we were just talking about you, buddy. Let's see what Oppo thinks of that. 5, 6, 7. We're 2 lands away from activating it on the dark side 3 times. I think what we do is pass the turn to make it night, and then aura it up. Does that make sense? Because then we can fire this off twice on their turn. Oh, they make it night? What do they have that makes it night? Oh, because they did that. Yeah, they didn't cast a spell. Great. Well, if they're going to do that... Thanks, Oppo. Do we take a moment to throw this on? Or yeah, we just start pinging? Like, it's probably fancy play to do anything but start going to face, right? But should I even one spell? Should I just say in 3 turns? I guess this is a lot of air attack. We might lose the race in that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's too many. We could wedding announcement and have one, still one ping. Yeah. Ping big ones. And yeah, we could actually, gosh, I should do the math because we can take out 2 blockers here and attack with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into their 4. And the trample ping is relevant. Ranger Alpha's like, why do it that way? Why not just leverage this advantage you have? Yeah, the 3 powers attack pretty straightforwardly. I think I like that. I think that's a good compromise position. There's some attack alls, which maybe a better player could figure out if attack all is the right move here, and maybe some of you in chat are that better player and are telling me the right thing. But it just feels like a lot of risk. So I like this mid-range plan of sending in the 2 things that have great attacks plus the ping, and then having ping 2 blockers before we untap and then go from there. Yeah. I know I'm aware of my clock. Thank you. But let's send in the. But I appreciate it. I'm not even being sarcastic. Like, yes, I know that's the thing I need reminding on. But I was going. This is the game. So I was ready to use all my hourglasses there. Yeah, I think this is right this time. And then we get kill 2 flyers and then make 2 things unblockable, and that seems really excellent. Yeah, we could also save the Ridge Wolf. That's an interesting suggestion. We still get the 3 damage in even. Yeah, let's do that. It's 3 damage. I like getting them to 3 there. Now we are practically like, what are you going to do? They're at a virtual 1 right now. Interesting lines here, chat. Good thoughts. I mean, we're in a good spot, but sometimes figuring out how to make sure you don't blow your good spot is the game. Good point. They really needed to double spell, and Oppo agrees. They're out.
Thank you. We got one!
The champ is here!
Well, if that was well played, it was a group effort. Chat's helping me through a mentally slow time here. Mana. I think we keep this, though. We have Slayer on 2, Imprisonment on 3. Not that you necessarily want to run this out on 3. But, yeah, I'm going to... I don't know if this is a good keep or not, but I'm going to keep it. Trust in the deck. Not the mana I'm looking for here with the double reds. That's what makes this super greed, but... figure there's enough chance to draw stuff to do that we could do it. I like... yeah, I can imprison that thing. I'll start with an offer, though. Alright. I'm surprised to see them trade this off. Odious, I mean, if you have any chance to flip this, it's a really excellent thing to do. It takes a, you know, you gotta play it, then you gotta untap, and you gotta flip it, and then you gotta untap and attack with it. But if you can get to there, it does some good stuff. Catapult fodder. Yeah, they might not have much blood. That's totally... I value it medium. I find that it's a strikeout home run style card in that if it's a ground game, if the game is being decided based on what's happening between creatures on the ground, it's really a 2-for-1 and it or more. It gets the job done even at a pretty small level. But if you're facing evasion, it's a joke, right? It's like, great. I spent 6 mana for a 4/4 that's looking up at flyers, right? That's where it's a disaster. I'm going to go Celebrant over Imprisoning right now. I might Imprison next turn if we have nothing else to do. And then we can at least maybe attack. Drew, I chose quick because the maintenance was making it so that none of the other queues were firing at any kind of rate. The others were kind of weird, and also I wanted to see where the bots are at here. Choked on red now, but at least we can imprison and runebound, and I like imprisoning the big blocker and then sending the Celebrant and then dropping the wolf after combat. Of course, if I do it that way, Auto Tapper gets me. Yeah, we hope that we're not spending next turn exiling a catapult fodder, but we will if there's nothing else to do. But we're also playing aura removal against a clear exploit deck, so the more likely result here is exploit for value. But at least we still got rid of this catapult fodder. And this has been maybe better than we thought because maybe sacrifice.deck has been worse than we thought. But there you go, just so. This does look like it's shaping up to be a groundish game, but Oppo has islands. I'm going to ditch the Pummeler here since we can recast the Wolf, and then Ballista Watcher is just a much better card than the Pummeler. Sure, that's another card we could draw. I'm I'm gonna keep the Celebrant back because I'd like to try and trade it off and get a blood token. I know they don't have a block. I just actually I don't think we're gonna win this race, or maybe I should be trying to race, but I'm trying to get to my Watcher mana faster. They were willing to offer the trade, of course, because they have the Archghoul. So they're getting value out of this, even if it's just a scry. But hey, they got the full card draw value. Very nice for Oppo. And they've got the full value for the Scob and the Yard. Just value turn for Oppo. We're going to go ahead and loot away this Plains. We got a mountain to climb now, honestly. Well, that's a start up the hill, I suppose. We can throw this on the Scob, and Thraben doesn't have Thraben's a trade block, and the other option is Raconteur and do that next turn and get some value out of the Raconteur. We're at 17, I like that instead. Yeah, throw that Finery on the flyer. All right, we take 4 instead of 2, but then we get to waste some of their mana, at least. And we can even 2-spell. All right. Are we sending in the Raconteur? Probably not. I don't like the double block. They get to kill the Raconteur, and we only get the Ghoul here. So, yeah. Getting this online might be nice. I've seen these show up here or there, but almost never without... Well, I shouldn't say... Yeah, sometimes they show up. I've never seen anybody do both, though. Do the thing. I can send in the Runebound, but that might be our ticket out of here, so... I am going to say no attacks. The thing is only in black-white, right? And I've never seen a black-white... Has anybody seen both of the pair of the equipments in play together? Wow, Oppo is just so outvaluing us. I don't know how we win this. I love it, though. Good job, Nightscape BM. You're just on a value train that I'm quite envious of. Like, I don't know how we win now. I guess we flip to Knight. That's a start. No, I guess we play the Ancestor. Sure. Are we set up to get... oh, yeah, because of this. Well, we can hold the Ancestor to not lose the Watcher if we think it's important. And it might be... Yeah, this might be our only hope, so we should play to preserve it. So much value. But not ours. So much value to overcome.
Where is my rap burglar?
Oh. How did I... Did I have a thing I could do? I didn't think I had anything I could do. Oh, that one. Yeah, sorry. I forgot about it. Sorry, gang. This is like to tell you. I am just sleepwalking through life right now. You're going to have to bear with me for a little bit. Yeah, I'll try to be ready here. Well, I don't know, three a turn's pretty real. Are we supposed to trade one off, though? 2 a turn when we're not getting hit by 2 back is better than 3 a turn getting hit by 2 back. Yeah. The math says I block, even though it's pretty sweet to keep your wolves around for this for the runebound. Yeah, it is suspicious, but there you go. Question answered. Thanks for the planes deck. That's we really appreciate that around here. All the planes that we could ever want. I think we're dead now. I'm gonna move on. We needed a mountain right then and there.
Is this a dead man, Doctor? Very dead, Mr. Spock.
I don't think missing the exile mattered, but that's a sure window into my state of mind right now. Not that I'm not capable of missing that on any random Tuesday or whatever, but this is not a random Tuesday. It's a specific Wednesday, and I'm destined for some of that today. All right, come on now. Can we just clean up quick here? Stomp, stomp, stomp. I mean, this doesn't stomp, but it clears the way for more stomping. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good miss there, Threllicus. Discard a card, exile, so we can pay a mana to make him discard. Certainly not going to use an imprisonment on it. That would be silly. Although it'd cost him a card, I suppose. But if we're going to cost him a card, do it for 1 mana. But I'd rather send in the Ridge Wolf and see if offer that for a card. Oh, I should. This playing out this pumps this, yes, but I want these bolts available, so that's why I didn't run it out there. I'm going to see if they want to make this trade. Now, I don't know if... Maybe I'll hold up the... Yeah, I'm just going to fire this off. I don't care. Start making them use cards if they want. Pretty good pitch. Yeah, my offering the trade, in other words, if they don't want to activate, they have the option to trade, is what I meant by that. I don't see why do you want it? Why on upkeep? The reason to do it on upkeep is if they have all their mana available, make them spend the mana on their turn, but they were tapped out. You don't do the upkeep trick if they're tapped out. Oh. Well, now let's go Wolf and threaten the Ancestor. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. I just did it because my heuristic was the shields down heuristic, not the damage heuristic. But now we're going to punish him with another bolt. I think your heuristic was better. That's just the heuristic that hit my brain at that moment, right? I think you're right. I think if I thought of that, I would do it your way, but that, I'm just at least explaining the heuristic. What do you mean 1 mana plus? Well, I was gonna try and take this thing out again. I don't know what you mean now, but this is just typical me. Any given day of the week. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, certainly I was going to imprison the Ancestor and attack with the Wolves, so let's start with that. Backseating is what is the beauty of Twitch. It's why we're here. No worries. I just wish I were a better driver to these days. But now I will follow through on the upkeep plan for the trying to take out this spirit. We were just talking about that because if I do this during my turn, they could activate the fleeting spirit, bring it back in, and attack with this turn. By doing it on their upkeep, if they choose to save it, they at least can't attack with it this turn. No problem, Jokester. That's I'm repeating the lesson that I just was reminded of. Sweatsuit, I think, was yesterday. They've changed up the schedule, and I had no time to do it yesterday. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate that cheese. Now, well, imprisoned paladin, swing away. They're pausing on 1 mana white. Pre-combat. What is that? Oh, Fleeting Spirit activation. Thank you. That is what it is. I couldn't think of what combat trick there was for 1 white. Yeah, but that's attacker block, which wouldn't cause a pause right now, but that totally explains it. Thank you. And that's a reminder. First strike activation. They only have 1 card in the yard, though, so they're not getting their this turn, so we get to swing them. Yeah, Piercing Light does not cause a pause, though. But we figured it out. Well, to be fair, Hunter Pence is a much more famous person than me. I think if you put me in charge of such things at Wizards, I would make similar decisions. Yeah, like, I guess we need to be 10-7? Oh, look out for it. Gotcha, Rob. Well... this is funny. I don't have attacks, though. Now we're just hoping we are not dead to the shield bashers. And I'm going to remember, I can exile these in response. That's something I can do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I should have swung, not blocking. I'm just... call me going suboptimal right now. Oh, squad. You're not the right card for this moment. But we knew that this was not fully supported. No, because I'm brain dead. This is just all like all the signs that I should just be really going off air. Like, I am so out of it right now, gang. I can't even begin to tell you. I don't need to tell you. You can just see it. I know I have a certain amount of looseness to my game day to day, but you can see that this is above and beyond my usual airheadedness. Can we afford to attack? I don't know what's up here, but I'm going to risk it. I can throw the squad down to desperation block if we need to. I did remember that I could do it in response, but then I untapped anyway. Yeah, I'll play another creature out. Oh, I'm having a good one. I'm fine, coffee. And just acknowledging my own mental state here. But I'm in good spirits. I mean, I'm exhausted because things are happening the way I want them to happen. It's just happening a lot at once. I was waiting for, like, the game-winning combat trick there, but no. All right, now what are you going to do? I mean, how can this attack for the win? I don't understand how this can attack for the win. That doesn't make any sense to me, but we're going to see. All right. Now the plays make some sense, and now we're going to be chumping. Unless they have the removal to end it. Mountain just in time to play the Watcher when it's too late. Hey, Dan. Very tired is what I am. Not playing my best today, and we're not dead, though. We can chump the Shield Basher, and the Ancestor takes us to 1. What are we drawing to win, though? How do we get it? How do we win? I don't think we have a win anymore. Yeah, we should play the Plains and rummage away the Watcher or something, but I don't know what we're looting to get to. I'm taking a look at my deck now, and I don't see a draw that's like, that's what we want. So yeah, we can try to get to it. Maybe, yeah. I think we're just stone dead based on what I'm looking at. But looting away the Watcher is all we've got. Oh yeah, guaranteed, right? I mean, that's going to be the chef's kiss on this 1-3. Oh, maybe that is. That's fine. Thank you for the sweet release of... Hey, look, my opponent's name is Coffee, too. The sweet release of Coffee. Well, I really got the 1-3 I deserved today. But again, no salt, whatever. On this one. If I'm playing at my best, or even forget my best, if I'm playing at average levels, maybe we find another win in there. But most of the stuff I was missing ended up seeming pretty moot. It's like I could have made a better show of it before losing, but I didn't feel like anything, despite the pileup of mistakes today. Not sure how much it actually cost us in terms of wins. But, you know, it's nicer to play tighter on stream when I can. Today I couldn't. So it goes. YouTube friends, if you're seeing this content, it means I finally got through my push and am turning back to getting YouTube content up. I'm sorry that I've been away for a while. Welcome back. Good to see you all. Thanks for hanging. Sorry that didn't go a little better. Bye.